reading 4. I love you so much, and I don't even know where to begin except for to say I love you and welcome. Welcome to your Saturn in Pisces journey reading. You are my kin, you are my family, my Ohana. I cannot wait to share this reading with you because even though I was connected to each one of these stories, these readings for the journey ahead of us, it is with pride and elegance and love that I introduce to you your spirit animal. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, this is the spirit animal that wants to walk with you over the next 3 years. And when I looked down, it was 55 seconds. So that's your angel number. Those are the numbers for you to work with. 55 is about, 5s are about change and transformation. And if you add them together, it's about endings and new beginnings. I know it looks blank, right? You're like, hey, where's my spirit animal? Right? You're like, it's blank, Lula. Well, traditionally, Spirit would urge you to place a spirit animal in the middle that you most align with. However, in this particular reading, your animal has already been assigned. They're just not in this deck. Because they want you to have the image of this animal in your head the way you see them and not the way anyone else sees them. Look at this medicine shield as a mirror. And when you look in the mirror, what do you see? But the dragon there in front of thee. Your spirit animal is a dragon. And I wanted to wait. I have this awesome lighter. So this is my visual. You can have your own visual. But this beautiful dragon is facing towards the medicine bag because they want you to remember who you are. You're a powerful healer. You're a powerful light worker. And you are a powerful warrior dragon. And each one of you have your own dragon. When I opened the door for the dragons to come in today, when I bowed to them, as I always do, because they are my family, my Ohana, but also my elders, and I respect and look up to them fiercely, immensely. Every beautiful adjective you can think of. But this time when I bowed to them, you guys, I shit you not, in my mind's eye, I was a dragon. I saw my hand, I saw my claws, and I was like, holy shit. So what dragon are you? Are you pink? Are you purple? Are you green? Are you red and black? Do you look fierce, but you're a teddy bear inside? Do you look like a teddy bear, but you're fierce inside? Each dragon is different. This dragon almost even looks like a wolf right now, like howling to the moon, talking to the moon. So you chose Spearmint. And it's important that before we go any further about the medicine shield, medicine, and the dragon messages, Spearmint wants to come in and speak with you. So Spearmint, or in Latin, Mentha spicata, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. Folk names are brown mint, garden mint, green spine, lamb mint, mackerel mint, missmin, which is Gaelic, Our Lady's mint, spearmint, yerba buena in Spanish. Yerba buena. Beautiful. The gender is feminine. The planet is Venus. The element is water. Hello, Saturn and Pisces for 3 years. The powers are healing, love, and mental powers. The magical uses. Spearmint is used in all healing applications, especially in aiding lung diseases. Smelled when smelled, spearmint increases and sharpens mental powers. For protection while asleep, stuff a pillow or mattress with spearmint. Yes, dry it out. Or you can do it. Some people like it live. However you want to do it. I don't want to tell you what to do. But get real fresh spearmint, organic or like no pesticides, right? And just so you know, my friend and I do trade who sells doTERRA. So I love doTERRA and I do use them, but it's not a product placement. I don't have any advertisers or anything. I mean, I'm just at 500, but it's been hovering there for a minute, so I don't want to say how many subscribers I have because it's not about that. But you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not even at that level yet. It's just that I know that when I cannot get the fresh stuff, the essential oils have definitely helped me and changed my life. And even just as late, my friend introduced me to this doTERRA blend called DDR Prime, and it's like D as in dog, so it's like DDR as in like Robert, Ralph, DDR Prime. So if you are looking for something really powerful, she told me to put it on my brainstem, and I've been doing that every day and putting some on my third eye, and I'm not kidding you. It's like pulling me out of the darkness of winter. Like I'm like getting ready for spring. I'm getting excited for spring, where normally I'm dragging ass this time of year, especially towards the end of Pisces season. But I don't know what happened. This full moon in Virgo, like something happened, something cracked wide open in me. I had like the most vivid dream that like I feel like I need to sit on for a while. And I slept on full moons. I don't normally sleep. And then it was like, when it was at its like pivotal time, I was like passed out, and then I slept through it all. But when I woke up in this Saturn and Pisces energy, I just felt like this shift inside of myself. So allow the shift to happen. Don't fight it. And for the mutable signs that, you know, keep coming up, Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius, those signs may have a little tougher time. But, you know, it's only if you allow it to be tough. And this is where the dragon wants you to like release your inner, release the dragon, like release the kraken, like release your inner dragon over the next 3 years. You know, this is time. The keywords that I got from stylecaster.com is discipline, karma, and boundaries. And when I was going through the Saturn, you know, the medicine for Saturn, and I was, you know, thinking about that, I was like, wow, this is going to be like such a powerful time, because Saturn is no bullshit. Saturn is going to uncover a lot of shit, and Pisces is a water sign, and it's about seeing beneath the waters, right? Seeing to the surface of things, getting to the bottom of things. And that's why I've been, you know, toting Braca Goldsmith again, you know, lately. I kind of tuned her out for a few months because I feel like because I'm a triple Sag and my moon's in Scorpio, so water, and my husband is a triple Gemini and his moon's in Sag, so I'm like, oh boy. I'm like betting down the hatches, you know what I mean? But I don't want to be like that either, because sorry, I dropped my book. Because if we go into it like that, then we will, you know what I mean? We have to have the humor behind it. We have to see the humor. Also, I know this sounds peculiar, but this fell out of the book. And I don't remember when I was measuring this, but I feel like for some of you, like it's time to redo your kitchen or a corner space in your house, or make a corner space in your house. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like something is going to change. I don't know if those numbers mean anything to you. 29, 23. 23 is 5 and 2 and 9 is 11. So, and if you're drawn to any of the other readings, I highly suggest you go and watch them. Yours was the only one we had the camera in this direction, and we put like this kind of cool smoky filter on. That's why I was like, man, the fucking dragons, man, they're so dramatic, but that's the beauty of them. They want you to like come out of your shell and like have a fucking blast. You know, but at the same time, don't blow that fire at people. If somebody pisses you off or triggers you, this is the time over the next 3 years. How you respond to this energy is going to fucking foretell your future. That's the kind of fucking energy that this is. And I think I've been avoiding it and not seeing it because even I like to kind of be surprised. And I've been trying so hard to live in the moment. I think that's why astrology, I love it, but I don't want to get too caught up in the future. I really want to be in the moment. However, when the moment does come, I do want everyone to be aware of it. So I feel like this is like this entryway at this time, and the full moon in Virgo is like this like precursor to about what's happening for us and this beautiful spiritual awakening that's happening on March 20th. And I will be talking more about that, you know, as the readings kind of wind down, you know, because we've got a lot of really cool fucking things happening. And I don't know what Spirit's going to have me do for Ostara or what's going to happen, but there's so much magic happening, and a new moon in Aries and Aries season. And just there's so much happening. And the new astrological year, I can go on and on. It's just going to be like fireworks, you know. I would never sing Katy Perry's Firework right now because she's so awesome. Which, by the way, you know what's frustrating me is that people are going around calling her a narcissist and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, she's just an empath. She's really sensitive. It's like, you know, and some people might say, oh, it was in poor taste for her to respond. It's going viral. You've probably seen it. If you haven't, basically this beautiful angel was auditioning, and he was part of a school shooting that happened, and she just had a natural, I didn't feel like it was fake. I felt like she had a natural reaction. And when she was like, I'm scared too, like I really felt like that was her saying, like, she never really took things seriously, but now she has a kid and like she has a baby, and life is different. You know what I mean? Like she's looking at the world differently. And she was just like, you should just be here because you want to audition and love music, not because of a tragedy that happened to you, you know? She's like, it's done. Like it's enough. And I feel like these kind of outrages, it's so interesting how some people are seeing it from that point, and other people are like, what a narcissist. She made it about her. And I'm like, oh my God, that's how my family used to respond to me too. If something was happening and I was like crying like really hard, my sister would be like, oh my God, you just can't help yourself. It's not about you. And I was like, I can't help it. I'm like, I just feel for them. That's so sad. And she's like, well, fucking, you know, stop crying. And so I feel like for you guys, the next 3 years, it's about you finding your voice. And let's see if the dragon wants to speak to us. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. All right, maybe it's later. Hold on. There we go. It's about using your fire, right? It's about saying no. It's about saying, this is who I am. But you don't have to do it. Sorry, I did too long. But you don't have to breathe fire into someone's face. There are ways of showing people who you are. And this came up in some of the other readings, which is walking the walk and talking the talk. No more bullshit. No more acting like, I was trying to get something off my screen and it started doing that. Because look at it, it's blurry now, right? This is how you've been looking through things, and Spirit's like, oh no. Everything is going to be crystal clear to you over the next 3 years. You're going to see things through a whole different fucking microscope. So, with that being said, what this medicine shield actually represents is... It says, the medicine shield is an expression of the unique gifts its maker wishes to impart about his or her current life journey. A medicine shield can speak of a new level in personal growth, or it can illustrate the next mountain a person wishes to climb. Traditionally, the shield a warrior carried spoke of the inner strengths they would use to help the tribe. The shield of a native woman spoke of her gifts of nurturing and her talents in the areas of vision, healing, weaving, magic, singing, dancing, and beading. Shields spoke of their bearers' places in the tribal family and of the totems they carry. By invoking recognition for the gifts of another, the medicine shields were a way to create harmony in the family, tribe, and nation. Shields spoke of the inner truths as well as the outer personalities of their makers. Each woman made her own shield. Each man would choose a brother who honored his own medicine to make his shield. This was to prevent the male ego from getting in the way of truth. Women were already connected to their intuitive sides and were more readily able to receive what their beating, quote-unquote, voices told them about their gifts. Women also understood the concept of sisterhood and left the role of protector to the men, while they took to the role of mothers of the creative force. Thus, women made their own shields with humility and creativity. To lie about your gifts was a great disgrace. To lie about anything, for that matter, could cause permanent exile from the tribe. Those who had lied and been exiled usually found jobs servicing white men as guides or assisting the cavalry as forked-tongued interpreters. Shields that had lied were burned in a ceremony of great mourning, and the makers of these shields became invisible to the others of the tribe and nation. Many times, a shield would be made of the initiation of a project and would contain the desired outcome. Other shields would be made to tell stories of a battle, a hunt, or a vision quest. When a special ceremony was to be celebrated, a shield would be made to depict the joy of the tribe and the spirits that would interact with the people. Shields were made as talismans for easy births, abundant harvests, or as signs of rites of passage into manhood or womanhood. When a marriage was to take place, the shields of the bride and groom were placed opposite their respective owners in order to reveal the inner secrets of the partner's soul to the intended. After the bride and groom had jumped the fire together, the shields were hung on lances that crossed and joined as one on the door of the wedding lodge. These shields also went to the pole lodges with those who crossed over into the world of spirit. This was a sign of successful completion of the earth walk and signaled the talents of the person crossing over to the grandfathers and grandmothers who had gone before. A Sundance shield is made as a symbol of the male dancer's desire to sacrifice the flesh of his body for world peace. This shield is a sign of the life patterns which that warrior is giving away within himself to promote both world peace and self-harmony. It speaks of his desire to come into humility, to dance the sun in light, to seek the vision of what is needed, and to bear the pain of all our relations. The secret shields of the woman of the Moon Lodge speak of these women's talents and inner strengths that support their sisters. These shields are never shown to the outside world, since each one represents the sacred inner space of its maker. Each woman reveals her inner self to her sisters in complete trust, but never shows her total face to the outer world. This is to protect the creative force she carries in her womb space, the force that follows the rhythms of the earth and the moon. Every shield carries medicine. Through its art and self-expression, each shield is the essence of a time and space that carries certain aspects of knowledge. All persons carry shields of the lessons they personally learned from the 4 directions on the medicine wheel. These lessons can be inclusive of their strengths and weaknesses, their talents and gifts, and their visions, purposes, and places in life. The totem of each direction can be expressed through a feather, a paw print, a symbol, or a piece of the totem animal's horn, tooth, bone, hide, fur, or fin. Each shield is, for its maker, a reminder of his or her connection to life. In times of uncertainty, a medicine shield is a source of comfort, a source of protection from fear, and a reminder of the serenity of centered knowingness and connection. To balance the energy of uncertainty, the shield is meditated upon by its maker. As he or she enters the silence, questions of self-mystery are answered. Medicine shields represent signposts that guide our passage to wisdom and completion. It is the task of this earth walk to balance the shields of self. In striving to be whole, we reflect the harmony as well as the discord of our many fragments. Medicine shields remind us of the fact that all things have their perfect time and place in life. Joys are balanced by tears, sacred silence by irreverent clowning, self-esteem by humility, giving by receiving, day by night, light by shadow, and wisdom by innocence. To walk in balance is to honor all acts of humanness in their proper times and to find sacredness in them all. Medicine shields are the healing tools we give ourselves to soothe the spirit and empower the will. The truth needs no explanation, just reflection. This allows intuition to guide the heart so that humankind may celebrate more than it mourns. Wow, man. That's some heavy, like, beautiful reading 4. And when did it go that dark? Was it that dark when we started? I feel like, I don't know, but you guys, you're sacred, and that's sacred medicine. And they want me to also say to you that that was old teachings in a book written by someone through their level of consciousness. Remember that when they speak of he or she, they are speaking of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So whatever you align with, you know what I mean? These are old teachings from the tribes, you know? Even in tribes, it wasn't okay, quote unquote, to be gay because, well, not in all tribes, just from like things that I've heard or, so whatever you align with, whomever you are at this moment, you're allowed to change your mind at any time, and you're allowed to like who you like and love who you love and fuck who you fuck. This is your journey. This is your time. As long as you're doing it with sacred space in your heart of love, there's love and there's lust. So take this time. It's interesting. So the heat was like raging and I was like, I felt the dragon, and all of a sudden my heater just turned off by itself. I don't know if you guys heard that. It does do it, but still it was like kind of wild. You know what I mean? I was like right at that second, because I do feel like they're saying, like, you know what? You can't rage though. Staying in the light is your sacred space. And it's so ridiculous that people even align our divine feminine and our divine masculine with sex. Like, when did our empowerment of those energies become about sex and lust and desire? And you know what I mean? It's been completely bastardized and like fucked with, and the fakery and the fuckery, I feel like you guys are here to blow that shit wide open. You've got some mighty big shoes to fill, but you can fill them. You are the angels, the healers, and the deep down believers in magic. You are the witches, the fairies, the dragons. You would not, let me put it this way, in my experience with the dragons, I may be wrong, but in my personal experience with the dragons, you would not, in this particular reading especially, you would not be asked to align with the dragon energy if you weren't one. So while Saturn is in Pisces, it's time for you to find your voice in whichever way it speaks. And you use your fire when you need to, but you lay low. Use the SPEARMINT for clarity to help you make those decisions if you can't make them on your own, until your intuition is stronger. And if you're in the mutable signs of Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius, in the words of the Eagles, take it easy, take it easy. Yeah, don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. We may lose and we may win, but we will never be here again. So open up, I'm climbing in. So take it easy. Ooh. Right? Find that good spot. Find the clarity. Work with SPEARMINT. You know what I mean? Like, and work with the dragons. And research dragon spirit animal more. If you're drawn to the oracle cards, work with them. Anna from our tribe, she gifted me the Dragon Path oracles. I love that deck, man. But like, whatever you align with, you know what I mean? Just work with the dragons. The dragons would not ask you to walk with them for 3 years if you weren't a dragon yourself, because it's such a big energy. It's such an undertaking. And they wouldn't ask you to do that if they didn't believe in you and didn't think you can do it. And if you're not a dragon, then you come from some realm or place where they come from. And then maybe you're going to align to a different energy. Maybe you're a being we've never heard of. I don't know. But this is your time to find yourself, especially in meditation. Go listen to meditations where there aren't words, unless it's like a journey to find your spirit animal kind of thing, which I've been thinking about doing something like that, but we'll see. Because my first shaman, she did that, and I always thought it was so magical, and I would always, praise her in my teachings of it. But it's really cool, and it's like boom boom. and it's like different, like whatever drum beat, like spirit's calling to you. And then like you sit in a circle and like we did it in person. So I don't know, but maybe I'll try and do something. And maybe you're meant to do something like that or work with spirit animals. But either way, you know, you're on your journey to find yourself and your spirit animal. And if you are that, maybe the dragon is your spirit animal because it's you, but also maybe there are other animals that you're going to find along the way. Or maybe you're drawn to some of the other piles here today, or the other readings here today, whichever it is. Anyway, I love you so much. Spirit loves you so much. We're so proud of you. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Work with the spearmint energy in whatever way, you know, feels good to you. And always when you're using these oils, please use a carrier oil. Be responsible. I didn't say that with the other ones, but I am going to say that here in case you're new to essential oils, especially one like any mints. Whoo, I learned the hard way one time. I put straight peppermint. I took just a drop and I put on the back of a dark chocolate bar and I let it seep in, and I thought that would be so good. Yeah, I almost killed myself. Like it was painful. It was a very very hurtful lesson. So I'm just telling you that. So be mindful. Anything like cinnamons, mints, cloves, things that you know, sting in the nostrils, as Ron Burgundy would say. Be mindful. Okay. I love you so much. I'm so excited for you guys. I'm so excited. So you'll have to keep checking in and letting us know like what's going on. And also I'm going to be walking with you every step of the way. You know, I'm going through my own transformation too. So we're just going to walk this beautiful path together. So until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. I love you so much. And don't forget to check the About section. Spirit always has me remind that, because in the About section, there's a nice little message from Spirit to all of us about how special and wonderful and loving you are, and you have a purpose. And if you have dragon energy, you're a badass motherfucker. Yeah, baby. Don't be afraid of your dragon. Don't be afraid of who you are. Be who you are, and everything will fall into place. I promise you. I love you. Blessed be.